decimal, there will be 16 symbols. Okay, so these are the most commonly ones. We will be discussing this in detail. Now, decimal number system. Okay, so whatever we use, the number system that we use in our day-to-day life. Okay, for example, like counting of money, counting of numbers. Okay, with the number of money. Okay, so in everyday life, the number system that is being used is the decimal number system. Okay, so you say 10 rupees, 100 rupees, 1000 rupees, or let's say you are counting the number of cars. Okay, you say there are 10 cars. Okay, or let's say there
Hmm.
are 100 cars. Okay, so whatever the counting system that we use in our day-to-day or everyday activities, it is the decimal system. Now, let's see what are the symbols used in this different number systems. Now, so in decimal number system, it uses 10 symbols. Okay, those 10 symbols are called as digits in the case of decimal. Okay, so the term digits are used only in the decimal number system. We do not call this the term normal when we say the word digit. Okay, the common like notion that we understood it is a decimal number system. Okay, so what are they? 0 to 9. So if you count them, it will be consisting of 10 symbols or 10 digits. Now in binary, we have two values 0 to 1, 0 and 1. In octal, we use 8 symbol or 8 values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now only these symbols will be used to represent any number in octal system. Suppose if you want to represent, let's say you have counted some marbles and let's say you have 9 marbles. Okay, now how do you denote 9 in octal system? You cannot use the number 9 like this. Okay, so you have to denote the number 9 by using only this system symbols. Clear? So similarly, in hexadecimal system, we have 16 values, 0 to 9, and then A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, okay. So here A is like 10. Okay, so when you have 10 marbles, okay, and if we are using hexadecimal system to represent that, so if you have 10 marbles, you will represent that 10 by A, 10 by B, 12 by C, 13 by D, 14 by E, and 15 by F. Okay, so F is similar to 15. Okay, so these are the values or the symbols used in this four numbering systems available. So whether it can be any small number or whether it can be a big number. Okay, so if you are using a decimal number system, if you want to represent 1000, you write 1000. And if you want to represent 1000 in binary, it will be a different value. It will be consisting of only of 0 and 1. Okay, octal number system, 1000 will be represented by using this 0 to 7. Hexadecimal, you will be denoting that 1000 by 0 to F. Okay, how do we do it? Let's check it out. First, since the serial number is the numbering system that we have been studying since our lower classes, right? Right, from class nursery, we have been studying with only decimal system. So this is the most easiest and most convenient to us. So let's first understand decimal system. Decimal system consists of 10 numerals or digits, or let's say symbols. Okay, they are 0 to 9. Okay, so using the symbols, you can represent any number. Okay, for example, we have a number, let's say 3501.51. Okay, here, each of these 350151, each of these is called a digit. Okay, and here the dot is called a decimal point. Since we are discussing, since the number is a decimal number, we will call this point a decimal point. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so if this number represents an octal number, it will be called as an octal point. Okay, so since the number here is of base 10, that is of decimal number, we call this dot as a decimal point. And each of this is called a digit. And see here, when you represent any number, whether it be decimal, whether it be octal, whether it be anything, okay, the leftmost bit will be the most significant digit. Okay, and the rightmost digit, the rightmost one, okay, the value or the symbol or let's say digit, okay, on the rightmost side is the least significant digit. Clear? So keep in mind about this. Now that is about decimal. Now coming to binary. So binary has only two values to represent any number, that is 0 and 1. So whenever you want to represent or denote any number, you have to denote it by using only 0 and 1. Okay, so let's share we have an example 1101.01. So this point will be called a binary point because this number is a binary number. Similar to decimal number, leftmost is the most significant, rightmost is the least significant, and each of these will be called a bit. Okay, so the term bit is normally used as a convention when we are dealing with binary numbers. Okay, understood? So this is about binary. Next. Okay, now positional number. Okay, we have taken in our previous example decimal number. Okay, 3501 base 10 is the decimal number. So how is this represented? I think you in your lower classes you have seen that ones place, 10 place, 1000 place, 100 place, and so on. 100 place, 1000 place, and so on. Okay, so that signifies the position of that number. Okay, for example, let's say here this one is in what position? 0 is in what position? Okay, fifth is in what position? Third is 3 is in what position? Okay, so if you start numbering from the rightmost or the least significant digit, okay, and you proceed towards the most significant digit. Okay, so since rightmost is the least significant digit, you denote the position will be started counting from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Clear? So, and since the base is 10, so this formula will apply with each and every numbering system. Only the base will change. Okay, so the digit is 1 multiplied by base. Okay, base is 10 to the power position. The position of 1 is 0, so 10 to the power 0 is 1. 1 into 1 is 1. Now 0 into base is 10. The position is 1. 10 to the power 1 is 10 to the power 1 is 10. 10 into 0 is 0. Now 5 is in position 2. 5 into base to the power position, that is 2. So 500. 3 into 10 to the power position is 3 or 3000. Okay, so now you add it up and this is how you get the decimal number. Okay, 3501. Understood how you expand a number?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now this is about decimal. Now similar to decimal, suppose let's say if you want to specify the position of binary number, here it is base 2, so this is a binary number. So the position numbering is also the same. You start from the least significant digit. Okay, so least is the rightmost. So here 0, 1, 2, 3, and you proceed with similarly. So 1 into the base is 2. So base to the power position. 1 into 2 to the power 0. 0 into 2 to the power, what position is 1? 2, 0 into 2 to the power 1. 1 into 2 to the power 2. 1 into 2 to the power 3. So this is the value you get. You add it up and you get the decimal equivalent of this binary number. Clear? If you want to note down, you can note it down. Or if you, I can share the link also. Okay, so if you want to convert from binary number to a decimal number, you expand it. You expand it and then you add the values, the decimal values that you got, and you just get the decimal number. Okay.
Okay.
Now this is for binary to decimal conversion. Now octal, base 8 is octal to decimal conversion. Okay, the process is same except depending upon the base, you have to multiply or you have to give powers to the base. Okay, the powers will be the position of all the digits. Now 5, 2, 1, 7, 7, the position of 7 will be 0, the rightmost digit. Okay, so 7 into base is 8, so 8 to the power 0. 1 into 8 to the power 1, 2 into 8 to the power 2, 5 into 8 to the power 3. So this is the value you get, 7, 8, 1, 2, 8, 2, 5, 6, 0. You add it up and you get the decimal equivalent of this octal number. So 5217 represented in octal number is equal to 2703 in
Decimal.
decimal number. Okay. Any problem till now? Anyone?
Okay,
Any
ma'am.
issues?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then again similar to base 16. Okay. Hexadecimal to decimal. Till now, whatever we are doing, we are converting any decimal. Here we are discussing with four numbering system: decimal, binary, octal, and hexadecimal. Okay. Here we are converting any numbering system. Okay, whether it be binary, octal, hexadecimal, any number to decimal conversion. Okay, you are converting any given number system to decimal. Okay, the step is you multiply the digit, the given digit with base to the power the position of the digit. That is the formula, the general formula. Okay, so this number is hexadecimal. You start with the rightmost f into base to the power, that is 16 to the power, position is 0. F is what? F is 15, right? Remember, f is 15, so 15 into 1. 16 to the power 0 is 1. Okay, now C is 12, 12 into 16 to the power, position of C is 1, 16 to the power 1. Then A is 10, 10 into 16 to the power 2, 1 into 16 to the power 3. So you get these values and you add it up. So you get the decimal equivalent of this hexadecimal number. Understood? Yes or no? Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So if you are given any numbering system and if you want to convert into decimal system, okay, you label first with the positions. Okay, you multiply the specific digit into the base to the power the position of that number. Okay, you get the values of all the digits, you add it up and you get the decimal equivalent. Okay, now that is for the non-fractional part. Okay, non-fractional part, that is before the point, whether it be binary point, octal point, or whatever. Okay, now if you, so for the fractional part, it will be different. Different means the formula is same, but the powers will be before the decimal point. It will be started counting with 0, 1, 2, 3. It proceeds towards the left, right to left. Okay, now from 0, if you look up to the number line, after the right side of, if you, I mean the reverse side of positive number line is the negative number line. Okay, so similarly, the position will be -1, -2, -3. Okay, any doubt or confusion, any problem? The position of this 5 will be -1. The position of 8 will be -2. The position of 1 will be -3. Okay. Here
Okay,
decimal.
ma'am.
Okay. So here also. Okay. Suppose if this is the only number being given, 5 is the most significant digit. The leftmost will be the always be the most significant digit. Okay. And the rightmost will be the least significant. So -3 and -1 has got, which has got more significance? -1. Okay, -3 has got lower significance. Less, the process is same. So 5 into the base is 10, 5 into 10 to the power -1, 8 into 10 to the power -2, 1 into 10 to the power -3. You add it up and you write the value. Okay, the only difference is if a number is after the decimal point, the position, okay, the numbering will proceed from right to left. If it is before the decimal point, okay, it will proceed from, sorry. If it is after a decimal point, the numbering will start from left to right, -1,
Yes.
-2, -3. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
if it is before the decimal point, it will be -1, -2, -3, proceeding from right to left. Clear?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is how you do it. So only difference is if it is whether it is after a decimal point or if it is before a decimal point. 0 is not present in decimal or the fractional part. position 0. The position 0 is always associated with the non-fractional part. Similar to base 2, the position will be -1, -2, -3. So 1 into 2 to the power -1, 2 into 2 to the power -2, 1 into 2 to the power -3. So 2 to the power -1 is what? 1 by 2.
Hmm.
Okay. 2 to the power -2 means 1 by 1 divided by 2 to the power 2. That is 4. 1 by 4. 2 to
Four.
the power -3 is 1 by 8. Okay. So 1 divided by 8, you get 0.125. 1 divided by 4, you get 0.25. 1 divided by 2, you get 0.5. Whatever the value you get, you add it up, and the resultant answer is the decimal equivalent of this binary value. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is about base 8, again similar to base 8, okay, 8 to the power 2 into 8 to the power -1, 5 into 2 to 8 to the power -2, because it is base 8. Okay, you add it up and you get a decimal equivalent. Similar for base 16, you get 15 into 16 to the power -1. 16 means F. F is
I have.
15. Okay, 15. 15 into
Yes, ma'am.
16 to the power -1. 5 into 16 to the power -2. You get the result. So 16 to the power -1 is 1 divided by 16. Okay. 16 to the power -2 means 1 divided by 16 square. Here. So you get the answer, and this is the decimal equivalent of this hexadecimal value. Okay, you can find the find answer to this. Try it now. Calculate the value for only first and second. Okay, the first and second values, binary values. Gulshan Pratap, your answer is wrong. You can recheck. What are the answers? Anyone? Gulshan Pratap, the second answer is also wrong. The first answer is right, 301. For the first answer, and the answer is 301. Gulshan Pratap has solved it. The second one is not 011. One, I, which one you are solving? I told to calculate only for first and second question. 111.1001. Gulshan Pratap, you check it out for that. The second one.
Yes, ma'am, I have answered.
Okay, Gulshan Pratap, your answer is correct. Anyone? Any other else? Anyone else? Have you even tried? Yes or no? Okay, now let's proceed with the class. Okay, now we are going to convert decimal to binary. Okay, so far we have done conversion from any number system to decimal. Now we are going to convert decimal to binary. So if this 250, 250 is a decimal number, and if you want to convert it into a binary equivalent, okay, so this is the process. So 2, you take, you divide to 250 by 2, okay, you get 125 as the quotient, and what is the remainder? You get 0. Okay, so similarly you proceed with this fashion. Divide each number you get by 2, and whatever the remainder you write on the right hand side. Okay, so 2 divided by 125 divided by 2, you get 62. The remainder is 1. 62 divided by 2 is 31, is a quotient, and you get remainder is 0. 31 divided by 2 is 15, quotient, remainder is 1. 15 is 2, 7 is 14, remainder is 1. 2, 3 is 6, remainder is 1. 2, 1 is 2, and the remainder is 1. So these are the remainders. Okay, and how do you write it? You start from bottom to top. Okay, so you need to, you need to follow this specific pattern or specific way of writing. You cannot write from any direction. So you have to start writing from bottom towards top. Okay, so this is, remember this is for non-fractional decimal number. Okay, so when we are trying to convert with non fractional part, it will be different. The direction of writing the remainder will be different. Okay, so pay attention if the number is a non-fractional part. Okay, non-fractional part, it will be, you take the remainder and you write it from bottom towards top. So you write 111111010. Okay, and you write the base. So that we can understand what is the number system. Clear? So the binary equivalent of 250 decimal number is 111111010. Okay. Easier. Okay, next. Now, if you want, if suppose let's say if this 250, okay, the decimal equivalent, if you want to convert it into octal, okay. So here in the previous one, we want to convert this decimal to binary. So we divide by the base
2.
Okay, now if you want to convert this decimal to octal, we divide with the base 8 because we want to convert it in octal. So 8, okay, we'll divide 250. So 8 3 is 24, you get 10. 8 1 is 8, you get the remainder 2. Okay, again this question you divide by 8. 8 3 is 24, and you get the remainder is 7. Okay, similarly you write from the bottom towards top, 372. This is the octal equivalent. Okay, so here I'm going to tell you again, you need to write the base when you write a number. Okay, so if you do not write this base 8, so 372 can be a decimal number, or 372 can also be an hexadecimal number, or it can also be an octal number. Okay, so there is a confusion. Okay, because in decimal also you have 372 digits. In octal also you have 372 digits, and hexadecimal also the digits 372 are present. Okay, so you need to write the numbering system. The base. It is 372, you write the base. That means this number is an octal representation. Okay, so far. Understood?
Okay.
Okay, now if you
Okay.
want, Yeah, so similarly, if you want to convert it into hexadecimal, you divide the number by 16 because base for hexadecimal is 16. So 16 into 15, you get 240 and you get the remainder as 10. Okay, so if you want, and the question is 15. 15, you can further divide it, so you will treat this as a remainder also, the last one. So 15, 10. You cannot simply write 15 and 10. You cannot write 15 and 10 because if you write like this, it will be treated as 1, 5, 1, 0 because the digits 1, 5, 1 and 0 are present in the hexadecimal numbering system. Because it starts counting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to F, right? So if you write 1, 5, 15, you get, okay, if you write 15 like this, it will be treated as 1 and 5 separately, not as 15. Clear? So 15 should be converted to the hexadecimal equivalent. 15 is what? F. 10 is A. So you should write like this. If you write like this, it will be wrong. It will not be 1510. It will be 1510. Clear so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then now till now we have discussed with the non-fractional part. Okay. Till now we have discussed with the non-fractional part of conversion from what? Decimal to binary, decimal
Binary.
to octal, decimal to hexadecimal for the non-fractional part. Okay. Now for the fractional part. What did we do for the non-fractional part? Let's just have a look. Okay. So if it is a non-fractional part, you divide it. Okay. Don't get confused with what we have done previously. Okay. Now we are going to convert from decimal to binary. If it is a non-fractional part, you divide it, you take the remainder. Okay. Now, if it is a fractional part, okay, so the given number, decimal number is a fractional part, right? So you will not divide it. Instead, you will multiply. Okay. So 0.4375 multiplied by 2 because we are going to convert this decimal number into 2. So in exam, okay, normally if you are not given or if the base is not written, so by default you assume or we by convention it is taken that the number is a decimal number. Okay. So if it is written, then well understood. If it is not given, then you should take it as a decimal number. Now, so 0.4375 into 2, you get the result as 0.8750. Okay, so you are going to take only the digit or only the value just before the point. Okay, so you will be taking this. Okay, now you get the result. You left out, you remove the non-fractional part. The okay, the fractional part is 0.8750. Okay, you take 0.875. So 0 is just for convention. Okay, you are just keeping it blank. This 0 is not this 0. Okay, so you can simply write 0.8750 into 2, you get 1.75. So you leave out the fractional part. The remaining fractional part is 0.75. So 0.75, 0.75. You are not taking this 1. Clear? So this 0 and this 0 are not the same. Only the fractional part you are taking. So whatever the zeros you are putting out here is just for notation. So 0.75 into 2, you get 1.5. You take the fractional part again, 0.5. 0.5 into 2 is 1.0. Okay, so you will calculate like this until you get a 0 after the decimal point. Okay, in exam, okay, if it continues for multiple number of steps or if it is very lengthy, okay, so and if in the question if it mentions round out up to 6 digits, then you have to proceed taking up to 6 digits only. Clear? Now after doing this, you have reached 0. Okay, after that you will start writing from bottom to no top to bottom. It's just a reverse process of what we have done in the non-fractional part. In non-fractional part, you divide it, you You divide it and you start taking from bottom to top. Okay, if it is a fractional part, you multiply it. That is the reverse process of division, and then you will write the numbers from top to bottom. Okay, so the binary equivalent of this decimal number is equals to 0 point. This 0 point is this point. Okay, this point, because the number is a fractional part, so you just put point and zero, because you do not normally, when you write a decimal point, you put a zero. Okay, this is a for convention, and whatever you get the value out here, you write out here 0 1 1 1 0 1 1 1, and the decimal, I mean the binary base. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any
Yes,
confusion?
ma'am.
Okay,
Ma-
this is for binary. Okay, conversion from decimal fractional part to binary. Similarly, for decimal fractional part to octal, the process is same except that you multiply by the base. We are going to convert it into octal, so we'll multiply it by 8. So here 8 into 0.4375, you get 3.5. Okay, it may get some values here with, for conversion we have remove it. Okay, now 0.5 into 8 equals to 4.0. When you have for 0, you stop it. Okay, so 0 point for convention you have put a point because it is the fractional part, and then you write the numbers just before the decimal point. Okay, 3 and 4 from top to bottom. Okay. Okay, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Now the hexadecimal conversion. From decimal to hexadecimal, the process is same. Okay, you are going to convert from decimal to hexadecimal, so you multiply by 16. That is the base of hexadecimal. Okay, then you get 7.0. Okay, so this 0 point is for convention, and whatever the value you get here, 7 is what you put it out here, 16. Okay, understood?
Yes. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, now here we am going to talk about, suppose let's say you are given a question like this, 0.782 decimal, and you want to convert it into binary. Okay, sometimes question may appear as such that the calculation process is very lengthy, or let's say recurring one. I hope you understand the word recurring, right? It's a never ending one. Okay, never ending. Never ending means it never reaches zero. A number is such that if you find on a calculation, it never reaches zero. Okay, so it will keep on carrying so and so and so. Okay, so depending upon the question, okay, you can either stop at the first zero whenever you get the zero after, just after a decimal point. If in the question says calculate until you get a zero just after the decimal point, or let's say in the first just after decimal point, or let's say up to two place. The precision is up to one place, two place, third place, and so on. So it is up to the question. In case if the number given is a recurring one, then you can, depending upon the question, if it is says precision up to six places, then you can get how many? One, two, three, four, five. Okay, up to six. Up to here you can write. Okay. And if it says the question is up to four places, then one, two, three, four. So at this point you can stop. Okay. Understood what I'm trying to convey?
No, ma'am.
Sometimes the question, that means suppose here in this question, okay, the number given is 0.782. Okay, if you try to solve this question, if you want to solve, try to solve this question until it reaches zero. Okay, The number here is a recurring one, means it will never reach zero. The all of the number, okay, like 0.000, it will never reach that because this is a recurring one. Recurring means it will never reaches zero. It will keep on solving. You keep on solving. It will never reach. In mathematics, you must have known the term recurring number, right?
Yes.
So in exam, suppose if you are giving exam, okay,
Mm,
if the question is, if the questions as such come, okay, for
mm,
example, let's say the value of pi, is it an ending number?
no.
Pi, the value of pi is what? It is never ending, right? So similarly,
Mm,
like you may be given a decimal number, okay, for example, let's say out here 0.782, you are told to convert it into binary. So this is a recurring calculation. Recurring means it will never reach zero. You cannot,
yes.
it will keep on calculating, okay. So in the question, if it is mentioned that convert this decimal number to its binary equivalent up to 4 precision. 4 precision means after decimal point you need to write 4 values. Precision, I hope you understand, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if in the question if it maintains up to 4 precision, you can calculate up to 4. After the decimal point, you can calculate up to the 4 values. After that, you can stop calculating. Otherwise, if you focus your time here, keep calculating, your time will be over. Okay, so pay attention. If in the question, if it doesn't mention, you can, if you want to calculate, you can keep on calculating. I'm just talking about the time. Okay, so you can, depending upon the question, if it is mentioned 6 precision, 2 precision, 3 precision, depending upon that, you can halt or you can stop calculating at that point up to that precision value. Clear? For example, let's say, and suppose let's say they have in this 11012, they have taken up to how many precision? 11001. That is
Mm,
5, right? If it is
mm,
only taken up to 5 precision, so this is the binary equivalent of 0.782. So if you convert from this binary equivalent again to decimal, you get 78125. This is not same as this, right? In another one, another person, the same question, if he or she is taken precision up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, up to 10 precision, if you convert this binary number into decimal equivalent, it is you get 0.78222 something. These two are different values, right?
yes,
So
ma'am.
that's what I'm trying to say. If the question being given is you find it as recurring one, you need to check if the precision is specified or not. If it's not specified, you can calculate up to 4, 5, 6 precision and then you can stop. No need to keep on calculating. Okay, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you can practice on this question. Convert these decimal numbers to binary number. So it has got fractional. You calculate only question number 1 and 3. 1, 3, 1 and 3 first. Gulshan, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is correct. Okay, 22.5. You calculate for 22.5. 22.5 you calculate it. And for 127 there should be 7 ones. $22.5 you try to calculate it. Gulshan Pratap has found the answer 10110.1. Okay. Yeah. So Gulshan Pratap has solved the question. You too, Anwar, Ansul and Pransul, you also try to check it out. Okay. Let's proceed with the next one. Now, so suppose you are given any base, whether it be decimal, octal, any base apart from the 4, okay, if you want to convert a particular from a number given in a particular base system, let's say x, to another base system y, okay, you can convert it to, first you can convert, okay, that base x to decimal number system, and from the decimal number system you can convert into the corresponding base y. For example, let's say if you need to convert from octal to hexadecimal, okay, or let's say from binary to octal or binary to hexadecimal and so on, okay, so you can convert from binary to decimal first, and from the decimal you can convert into octal. Okay, so we have done conversion from binary to decimal, from decimal to octal also. Okay, so we have done till now we have done conversion from binary, octal, hexadecimal to decimal number. Again, we have done from conversion from decimal to octal, decimal to binary, decimal to hexadecimal. Okay, so in this fashion you can convert. Okay, are you there? Ansul, Pransul?
Ma'am, your screen not showing me.
But it's visible out here. I can see in the. Is it visible now?
No, ma'am.
Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so suppose if you want to convert from a particular base system to another base system, okay, you can convert from that base x to decimal number first, and then again from decimal you can convert to base y. Clear? This is one way. Suppose let's say if you want to convert from octal to hexadecimal. Okay, so you first convert the octal number to decimal number. We have done that. Right. So octal to hexadecimal. Then whatever you get, the decimal number, you can convert it into hexadecimal again. Clear? So here let's say you are given an octal number. Okay, and you have to convert into hexadecimal number. Okay, so first step you can do is you can convert this octal number to decimal number system 372.34. For the non-fractional part, how do you convert into decimal? 3 into a to the power 2, 7 into a to the power 1, 2 into a to the power 0, and so on. Okay. For the fractional part, the power will be, the position will be -1, -2. So this is how you get the decimal number. Now from this decimal, you can convert it into hexadecimal by dividing. 16 will divide this number. Okay. For the non-fractional part, okay, 250 it will divide. What is the remainder you get? 15. The question you get 15 and the remainder is 0, 10. Okay, 15 is represented as FAS 10. Okay, so for this you start writing from bottom to top. Okay, for the fractional part you multiply with 6 by 16. Okay, so this is what you get, 7 and 0, and you write it in top to bottom. So you write 7 only, 0 you not, since during the last number you just omit it. Okay, so 7 is what you get, and so this is the hexadecimal equivalent of this octal value. Clear?
No, ma'am.
No. Yes or no?
I'm not clear.
If we are given till now, okay, forget about this. So far we have done conversion from decimal to binary, decimal to octal, decimal to hexadecimal, right?
Yeah.
First part. After that we have done conversion from octal to decimal, binary to decimal, or hexadecimal to decimal. We have done conversion from both ways, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But we have not done conversion from octal to hexadecimal, or hexadecimal to octal, or let's say binary to octal, or binary to hexadecimal, and so on. Right?
Hmm.
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, my thing is, you have done conversion from, if the left hand side is decimal, you can easily convert from decimal to any number system. Yes or no?
Oh.
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
We have done conversion from, if the left hand side is a decimal, you have done conversion from decimal to binary, decimal to octal, decimal to hexadecimal. The left hand
Yes,
side
ma'am.
being decimal. Okay. Another case we have also done where the right hand side is a decimal. Binary to decimal, octal to decimal, hexadecimal to decimal also we have done. Understood those two processes?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you want to convert, if the left hand side and the right hand side both are not decimal values, if both of them are not decimal, suppose let's say if you want to convert from octal to hexadecimal, right? We haven't done that. Now, to do so, if you are given a base number x, and if you want to convert to another base, the easiest process is to convert that base x number first to decimal value. Once you get a decimal value, you can easily convert to any base system because we have done it. We have seen it right now. Right?
Hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is the process what I'm telling. Okay, understood?
Okay, ma'am.
We are taking an example out here. If in the exam question comes like convert from octal to hexadecimal number, okay, we haven't done how to do it. So the process is first convert this octal to decimal. Conversion from octal to decimal we have done, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So convert this
Yes, ma'am.
octal. Yeah, octal to decimal, how do you convert it? For the fractional part, use just number 0, 1, 2. This will be -1, -2 the position. And since you are going to convert it into hexadecimal, okay, first you convert into decimal. To convert to decimal, you number the position and you multiply the number into base to the power the position. Remember?
Yes.
Yes or no? That's why I told you to pay attention. This is the first thing that we have done in today's class. Remember, if you are given a number, since this is what? Binary number. If you want to convert into decimal, what do? You multiply the digit into 2 to the power position 0, 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Remember,
Yes, ma'am.
for octal also similar. If the number is octal, if you want to convert to decimal, you do what? 0, 1, 2, 3, you number the position. 7 into 8 to the power 0, 1 into 8 to the power 1, 2 into 8 power 2, 5 into 8 power 3. Remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is for non-fractional part. If it is a fractional part, what do? You position with -1, -2, -3. Remember?
Yes,
Yes or
ma'am.
no?
Yes,
Similar,
ma'am.
similar for n. Since this is base 2, you write 1. This 1 into -1 position is -1. 1 into 2 to the power -1. 0 into 2 to the power -2. 1 into 2 to the power -3. If it is base 8, the same thing. -1, -2. So 2 into 8 to the power -1. 5 into 8 to the power -2. And you just add this number and you get the value. Understood so far?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what is being done. Thus we have combined in a single step. Now this is an octal number. If you want to convert into hexadecimal, first you convert to decimal. To convert to decimal, what? You write the position. This will be position 0, 1, 2. This 3 and 4 will be -1, -2. The positions, right? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Now the base is 8. So you write 8 into this 3. Okay, the position is 2. 3 into 8 to the power 2. 7 into 8 to the power 1. 2 into 8 to the power 0. Okay. Then you write this dot. Whatever the dot is available. Then 3 into 8 to the power what? -1.
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
after decimal. Yeah. 4 into 8 to the power -2. Okay, so this is the value you get, and this is after the decimal point. Okay, so you just add the non-fractional part separately. 192 plus 56 plus 2 will be 250. Okay, so this dot you write out here. For the fractional part, you add separately. 0.375 plus 0.0625. You get the result as 4375. 0.4375 is the answer you get. Okay, so you just write this. So this is the decimal equivalent of this octal value. Understood so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now you want to convert to hexadecimal. So this from this decimal number you can convert to hexadecimal. What was the process? What was the process? Let's check it out. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
From decimal to hexadecimal. Okay. This is for fractional part, non-fractional part. For non-fractional decimal to hexadecimal, what is it? The thing you do? If it is a decimal number, you divide by 16. Hexadecimal and the remainder you take. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
So similarly, for 250 is the non-fractional part, you divide by 16. Okay, so divide by 16, you get 15 and 10 as a remainder. Okay, so you write 15 is denoted by F, 10 is denoted by A. So F is 16. This is for the non-fractional part. Okay, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Now for the fractional part, 0.4375. Okay, if you go back again, 0.4375 decimal to hexadecimal, you multiply with 16. I told you it's a reverse process, right? And you
Yes, ma'am.
write from bottom to on the top to bottom. Okay, so in the last example, so 0.4375, you multiply with 16, you get 7. After decimal, you get 0. So you just stop it. You stop it out here. Okay. If it is not a 0, then you continue with the fractional part. Whatever the fractional value you get out here. Clear? So only 7 you get. 0.0 no need to write. So the hexadecimal equivalent of this 0.4375 in hexadecimal representation is 0.7. 0 point is for convention. Okay. You combine two these values. The non-fractional part is FA. The fractional part is 0.7. 0.7. So this is the result from octal to hexadecimal. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you can practice. Copy this. Copy these things, questions, or I will share the link
Okay, ma'am.
in WhatsApp. Okay, you practice with this. Any doubt we can discuss. Okay, so this we can complete with conversion from one number system to another. Okay, for today you convert through this process. First you convert to decimal and then to hexadecimal. Okay, another process is also available for conversion from through binary also is available. I will tell that tomorrow so that you don't get confused. Yeah, but I'm telling you over and over again to practice. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, then for today, let's wind up out here. Anyone having questions in today's class?
No, ma'am.
Gulshan Pratap, I'm not aware regarding other faculty. So last time I dropped a message in the group because it is up to the faculty, the concerned faculty, okay, at what time they want to take and so on. So last time in WhatsApp group, I was asking you people because I was thinking about shifting my classes for that particular day. Okay, so just in case we don't get overlap or something like that, doesn't happen something like that. I was asking whether you have any classes or not. Okay, so you can ask the faculties, whoever. I don't have like information about them. Okay then, I will end.